All right, hello everybody, and welcome to our webinar today. I'm really glad everybody could join us. So today's it. It's like the last day. It's like our grand finale for like, I don't know, 2 months, March, April, I don't know, 2.5 months, 3 months. We've been going through everything I've learned from social media marketing world and traffic and conversion. And today we are wrapping it up. I will be out for the next 2 weeks, so you'll be in very, very good hands. I'm actually headed over to Disney for a much needed and rarely a done vacation with the kids. And then I will be back and we're going to be jumping into Premier Partner. We're going to be talking about how it's easy to be able to get your customers closed for you and many other things to come in the weeks that will follow. But today's the last day. Whether I have time or not, I'm going to run through and wrap up today by hopefully going through the rest of the images from these events. So let's dive into traffic and conversion and exactly where we left off last time. And then let me see here some of the stuff that might make sense, some of the stuff that might not make sense, and we'll be able to go there. So we did talk about this. Now, we did talk about the story formula, but I didn't see it in this format last time we were here. So I will go ahead and address that, and I will go ahead and show this. So again, we talked about the story formula when you're telling a story, right? Start, inciting incident. Okay, so usually somebody has an established routine, they have a regular life, then something inciting incident causes them to put an obstacle in the way, right? Then things get worse. There's a villain, things get worse. A sidekick is introduced. Typically, a love interest is introduced. Minor victory, then the tension rises with an impossible hill to overcome. Then there's relief. The villain loses, the lesson is learned, and then you get the girl or you're better off than before. Now, actually, this is a more in-depth look at the story formula that we talked about before, but whenever you're telling stories, it really does follow the same thing, right? You're in a normal life, then something happens, and then all of a sudden you have an obstacle to overcome and a villain, and then somebody's introduced as a sidekick, and then you get an impossible thing to overcome, right? And then you overcome it, and the villain loses, and the lesson learned. Almost every story from Die Hard to Tommy Boy to Frozen all follows that exact same formula. Why do you care? Because again, you know, as I've said before, people remember stories much more than they remember facts, and all the science on that science it supports that. From caveman days where they made stories with pictures, it's just our brains work better in pictures. As a matter of fact, all the science supports that our brain commonly try to take words and make it into pictures. So again, understanding the format of a story to tell better stories to your customer makes a big difference. Here's Natural Reader, the most powerful text-to-speech reader. So that puts your text to speech. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but something to check out. And here, this is a few different books that were recommended, one being Powerful, Radical Candor, and Rocket Fuel. All three of these are great books to read. So you might want to take a screenshot of that. Okay, builders versus architects. I thought this was really interesting. So what this talks about is that the fact that if you really want to have, and this is very true, if you as running a company are really the architect of your business, not the builder. And what you'll find is that as you grow your business, if you're better able to find the builders, the people that will execute on your behalf, then you are going to really find significantly greater success. And I've really found that with Megan and I. Megan's our COO here at Credit Suite, and when we found each other, we really were able to start building a business that took off because we realized that my weaknesses are her strengths and her weaknesses are my strengths. So when we put the two of us together, we're unstoppable because we have all the strengths of both of us combined. She's a builder, I'm an architect. So what's the difference? Okay, so a builder is somebody that gets fuel on thanks, appreciation, their speed, they're extroverts, they're fearless. Whereas when we talk about architects, they're fueled on by respect. They're steady. They're more introvert, more worried of the two. And again, this is actually, I think I said that wrong. Builders versus builders and architects. But you can see here the difference and see exactly which one you may be. If you're an architect, then you're probably looking for a builder. If you're a builder, you're then genuinely looking for the architect in your business to kind of trade that or to offset your weaknesses. So let me see if I can find this. Okay, I'm my Grail. Okay, so growth to acquisitions. I thought this was very smart as well. So one of the big lessons that was learned here was acquiring businesses to get the assets you need instead of building them yourself. I thought that was very important. So for example, instead of building a sales team from scratch, find an organization that has a sales team and then find a way to buy them so you don't have to actually build the sales team. I thought that that was pretty interesting. And let me see here. So this is just talking about structuring the business for a bigger exit. We'll really talk about that a lot. Let me see here. Some more stuff. So we're just going to skip through some stuff that I don't think really is pertinent. Okay, so this is revenue models by industries. This has to do with business valuations. We don't really care about that stuff either. So let's look at it. Okay, so this is a good way I think they have to figure out what it is you need, right? Media, website, blog, Facebook group, Instagram, IP, patents, customer list, and then to kind of figure out what of these resources you may need that actually you could buy to fit into your core business. So I'll give you an example of how this actually works. So I talked to Megan about this today and I said, look, here's the deal. We need business coaching. We need business coaching because a lot of our clients need help with coaching from starting and growing their business, not the stuff that's business credit financing, the stuff that's marketing, the stuff that's, getting the accounting software, the right attorney and all that other stuff, and helping coach to understand what's going on in the business. But here's the deal. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go find coaches and hire coaches or train coaches. I don't want to do it. I think in order to do this and test it, let's go ahead and find a good coaching service that's small but good, and then let's test them out. Let's start promoting coaching to our clients and our partners, and then let's get them over there, see the results. If we like what we see, if this is popular, if it takes off, if it's something that our clients definitely want to buy, and the coaching service that we're sending them to is working well, well, then let's acquire them. Let's just buy the coaching service out. So then that way we own that company, part of or all of that company. So that's exactly an example of how to do that. Look, we need coaching. We want a product for coaching. We can, for one, start from the ground up and build it, right? We can go get coaches. We can hire coaches. Then we can start this whole promotion and hope that we can sell what we have. Or let's not spend any money on it. Let's go find coaching structure that already exists, tap into what's already there, sell it, start making money on it, say, oh yeah, we definitely have a win here. Now at this point in the game, we've lost nothing, right? It cost us nothing to bring an outside coach in to do it. Then we move to actually physically acquire them. So again, this conference really changed the way I look at things like that. Now, when I'm looking at things like that, what I'm looking for is, how we could fill the void we have, test a company out. And if we like the company, well, then let's consider buying them. Now, you may say, well, yeah, that sounds nice, but I don't have the money to buy them. That's okay. That's part of what we talked about the other day is that, I'm going to hopefully hit on this if I can find it, but I will, if not, I will still touch on it. But there's plenty of ways to buy businesses with little to no money down. And then you're using the profits from the business to pay for your actual acquisition. There's a lot of people that just don't want to be involved anymore in the running of their business. They would rather have you handle all the risk, you oversee it, and then you're taking their returns or their profits to actually pay them. This was just something that had to do with multiples. Now, this is very interesting for all of you guys, okay? So this has to do with the industry and the multiple per exit value. So what I'm saying here is that if you do $100,000 in EBITDA, which really has to do with your profits excluding your taxes. If you're doing $100,000, for example, well, then you could get 1.45 on that, which means that that's like 100,000, 145,000 is how much that business would sell for. If you're in publishing, well, then for that $100,000 in EBITDA business, you'd only get 91,000. Okay, if you were in business services, well, then the multiple of how much those businesses sell for is 1.83. So for example, if you have $100,000 in EBITDA or profit, well, then you could probably sell that business for 183,000. Here's why this is interesting. Look at all these numbers and look at where we are in financial services. Guys, by far, financial services is the highest exit value you're ever going to see of any industry. So the reason I tell you that is because you really need and want to be as much involved in financial services as possible. Look at this, it's 31 times multiple. Think about that. So that means if you're sitting there and you have, for example, the example that we've been sticking to, which is a $100,000 business, well, then you can imagine that's worth $3.1 million if you're doing $100,000 in net revenue if you're in financial services. Now, don't get crazy and carried away and be like, I'm rich, woohoo. I don't ever use this. I think our multiple was 1.5 to 1 or to 2. Okay, and I hope it's this. And when we exit, we'll make a ton more money than what we would here. But the bottom line is the industry you choose controls how much money you may sell that business for, and the value of a business that you buy too. So I think this is interesting, and it shows that we're in the right place here in financial services. Okay, so that being said, I will touch upon it again, although we've talked about this before. When it comes to buying businesses, they introduced a great concept, which I think was brilliant, which is called a deferred down payment, which is hilarious because a down payment is just that. It's a down payment. A deferred down payment is something they orchestrated, which means you don't even pay the down payment now, you pay it down later. So it's basically a way to come in and buy a business with little to no money down and use the profits of the business to pay for everything. So the vast majority of businesses that are sold are never sold for cash. They're sold on terms, which means you come in and buy a business worth $100,000. You're going to pay them back by paying them $1,000 a month for 10 years, just as an example, right? So the nice thing is if that business is generating $3,000 a month in profit, well, then you're making $3,000 a month in profit and only spending $1,000 to the owner of the business you bought. So if you can keep that business status quo doing what it was doing before you bought it or growing, well, then the business is basically covering the cost of your investment. So it makes perfect sense, right? So then that way it costs you nothing to buy an actual business, okay? Alan's like, I got excited, 31%, 31 time multiple. So the bottom line is that you can buy businesses all day, every day, left and right with little to no money down using the profits from the business to pay for it all. So it really is a great way to go because you can come in and buy these kind of businesses even if you don't have a bunch of cash. Okay. This was something I saw here, JV Hacking. The guy was horrible. I did not like anything that he had, but this is pretty interesting. Increase callbacks by 300%. If you call and leave a voice message, then leave a text. Guys, I could tell you we're crushing it with text right now. Now, you must know there's all kinds of requirements that you have to adhere to text people. You have to have their permission. If you don't have their permission, it's a $1,500 fine per text. It's insane. It's so much money. So you've got to make sure you're in compliance here. But we found the same thing we do exactly the same thing, by the way. We leave a message and then text them. It's mind-blowing how many people text us back and say, yeah, I'm sorry, I was unavailable, call back here. So you need to test text. You need to get opt-in. But again, you need to make sure that you test text. Now, how we do this, on any of our landing pages where we go to Facebook, run ads, we send them to a page, they opt in, give us their email in exchange for getting a guide. We now ask for first name, email, and phone, and we get the proper disclaimers right then and there on the opt-in page. So the minute anybody comes into our funnels, we're getting permission to text them right off the bat. You want to consider doing something like that on your own. Competitive intelligence tools. This is something you can use to look at competitors. And you might as well take a screenshot of this because I'm not going to go through them all. These are all sites that you could do all kinds of stuff where you could look at competitors, okay? You could look and see where their traffic's coming from. You could see the ads that they run. You could see the tech that they use on their website. There's a million of these. Probably not an exaggeration, probably a million of them. But there's a good list of them you guys can choose from to maybe test out and see if these may work. Now, this is the end of this folder. Nice. Okay, so let me see what else I have here. I've got another folder here that I'm going to go ahead and open up, and we're going to go through all these as well. I'm pretty sure these are all different. Otherwise, it's going to be a really short webinar. Okay, so here we go. So here's some more of these images with ideas. Okay. That was all YouTube. Different prospects, position yourself. Oh, this is linked. This is selling on LinkedIn basically, but not a lot of things here that I wanted to show you guys there. Okay, LinkedIn, I'm not a big LinkedIn fan, guys, because the problem with LinkedIn is that these people that teach this marketing with LinkedIn, the issue that we really have with LinkedIn is the fact that, they don't book a lot of appointments. Any of these people that teach these LinkedIn messages, which by the way, this is the kind of message that you'd send on LinkedIn, but anybody that teaches these kind of LinkedIn strategies, the problem that you have is that a lot of these, they're just 30, 60 appointments a month. It's just not very high volume. And so a lot of these are the kind of messages that you will send. And I'll actually go back to the beginning here so we can take a look at this because we have the time to do so. But this is kind of coming in and talking about what you should do with LinkedIn. So identify prospects and position yourself to reel them in. So what he talks about there was, first of all, you really need to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is set up well. And then you probably want to start a group. So in your message, you could say, the owner of this group. In that step 2, create a community to appeal those prospects. Like we have Get Business Credit on LinkedIn. 3, reach out to them in a strategic way and bring them into your network. 4, establish yourself as a leader they can trust. 5, keep your name in front of them. And 6, gradually work them through a messaging process that culminates a sales consultation. So let's look at what this looks like. So they're basically coming in here and using a message like this. Hey, came across your profile here on LinkedIn. Thought we could benefit from being connected. Hope business is going well. That's it. And then here's his authority, founder of, Business Credit, Get Business Credit Group. So that's his authority that he's using there. Okay, and then we can see here, come in to kind of give a warm up, a message 1 follow-up. Hey, just want to drop a quick note, say thanks for connecting with me on LinkedIn. I'm looking forward to keeping in touch. I want to make sure you also receive my invitation to join the Small Business Forum. Here's the link to the group should you be interested. Okay, so what we're doing here and what he's doing is basically saying, hey, look, here's something of value. Here's a group specifically related to small business. Just thinking, wanting to see if you're interested. That's not a bad way to go because he's moving them from a LinkedIn message to a LinkedIn group. So he's not changing platforms there. Another thing you could do here that's similar is just provide value to them, an article or something that teaches them something as well. Okay, so follow-up message 2, came across the article, talks about a hot topic. Let's see if we can get close to that. Here's what it is. I hope this is going well for you. Came across this article I thought you'd be interested in. Talks about how to create scripts and message campaigns that will entice your prospects and get them on the phone with you. You can check it out here. There's a ton of great info in there, including the 2 questions that your headline needs to answer to avoid conversation rate. I'd love to hear any thoughts you have on it. Okay, that's a warm message too. Here's 3. Trying to get to know my connections on LinkedIn a little better so we most best benefit. Okay, we've been crossing paths on LinkedIn for the last couple of months. I'd like to schedule a quick call. Would you have a few minutes to chat next week? How does Friday, March 15th sound? Now, have to keep in mind how LinkedIn works. The way LinkedIn works is if I get a message like this from somebody and I open it, the first thing LinkedIn shows me is my entire conversation thread with that person. So what they're teaching here basically is the exact same strategy that I've always taught from the beginning. Give value to people before you ask for something in return. Okay, and I don't refer to this traffic and conversion and digital marketer. They refer to this kind of like a vault, an account, like a checking account. You can't withdraw money that's not there. You have to make deposits of goodwill to make a withdrawal. So in this case, what he's doing is delivering value and then coming in and asking for a consultation. If you ask for a consultation without delivering value, it's a problem. But if somebody actually comes in and sees this message and then looks back and sees that, I was delivering articles and other value, they're more inclined to then take me up and schedule this. Now, the nice thing about this with LinkedIn, the bad thing about this with LinkedIn, like I said, all the expert gurus that do this are only booking 30 to 60 appointments a month. It's not a lot of appointments. I'm not a fan of cold prospecting at all, meaning that I'd rather run an ad on Facebook and people give me their information when they know they're interested than just start going cold to everybody and hitting them with messages to see if they're interested, right? I just think fishing expeditions are a waste of time. You can get a virtual assistant to do all this for you. But the problem with it is 30, 60 appointments a month is not a lot. But again, if you think about it, if this was all you ever did, and your closing percentage was 20%, if you got 30 to 60 appointments, you could do 6 to 12 business credit sales. That's a lot of money. If you're selling them for $3,000 a piece, then you're making $18,000, $25,000 a month just using this for LinkedIn. So it can work. It's just you'd want to have a VA doing these actual messages so you wouldn't have to actually do it. Hand off the call to one of your reps. Hey, hope you find you well. My colleague, saw that you're connected and mentioned he was planning on reaching out for a quick call. Thought I'd be good to do a warm introduction. As you may already know, my company, So that's if you're passing it off to somebody there. And here's how he does it. Prospect, contact 1. Actually, what is this? 89%. Okay, this is interesting. So this talks about how many points of contact you must have to convert a customer. 1, 50% of salespeople have given up. Contact 2, 85% of salespeople have given up. Contact 3, 79%. Well, that doesn't even make any sense. That most people give up. 3, contact, 79% of salespeople have given up. 4, 89% of salespeople have given up. Contact 5 is just now where you're becoming a factor in the prospect's mind. Okay, contact 7, you're earning top of mind awareness. Contact 8, you're probably the only person to make 8 contacts. Contact 9, at this point when your prospect is ready to buy, you have a 90% chance of being called if you contacted them 9 times. So the key here is to make sure you're doing multiple touches or multiple contact attempts per customer. We have what we call a 5x5 rule, which is 5 calls, 5 emails, 5 business days. So that means if you come to me on Monday, then you're a lead, we're going to call you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're going to email you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 5 business days in a row, 5 phone calls. So that gives us 10, which puts us right here where the majority of people will respond. And again, if you're incorporating a text after those phone calls, you have a really good chance of making progress. So again, here's what he does. LinkedIn message 1, message 2, message 3, message 4, gets their email and then follows up with messages after that. And again, here's basically their entire formula: prospect profile, prospect map. Well, I won't map all this out, but basically what it really has to do is prospecting and then following up for the most part. Okay, okay, so here was some things that were interesting too. When he was talked about Google ranking, and we're jumping from LinkedIn because this is what we do in these. When we're jumping from LinkedIn to SEO, they found some small things that boosted articles tremendously when it comes to search ranking. Was this updated 2018? So what's interesting about this is that they didn't even change the headline. The headline changed, stayed the same. They just added update 2018 in there, and the update 2018 really moved that up to the rankings. Then the how to start a nail salon, and then they put with pictures, and by adding that in there, that made a serious impact as well. So some small things you could do to get better rankings. Impact the speed on lead conversion. I might have shown this before, but it's huge, so you guys should see it. If somebody's contacted within 1 minute, you have a 391% better chance of converting the sale if you call them within 1 minute. And again, within 24 hours, you can see that it decreases to 17%. So 370% drop off on conversion potential if you wait a day to call them. Man, that's something to show your sales team. Look at even 2 minutes. You drop from 391% conversion to 160. You lose 230% chance of converting them by waiting 1 extra minute. So guys, minutes, man, it comes down to minutes for return phone call time. Chance of making contact as well. You can see a 90% chance of making contact on the 6th call versus if you're just calling once, you got about a 30% chance. So triple the possibility of making contact when you call them 6 times versus 1. Okay, and let me see. Share with your followers. Let me see if we got any things. Okay, so we use these as well. Proof is something you should really look into. Proof is something that if you go to creditsuite.com, you'll see proof on the bottom left of our website. Okay, FOMO also is a great way to go. And I'm not sure about a lot about FOMO or Squirrel, but it's 2 others that you probably want to look into as well. Here's some more: Drift, Feedback Genius, and Intercom.com. So again, these are just some of their tools. Let me look into that real quick. Let's just look and see what some of these do. We have some time. So Drift is a communication tool. I know that. You should check out Drift. It's definitely cool. Feedback Genius, feedbackgenius.com. Hope I didn't misspell genius, because you don't ever want to misspell genius. And here it looks like Seller Labs. Okay, so take it to our Feedback Genius. Automatic emails for Amazon sellers. So if you're not selling on Amazon, probably doesn't matter. Okay, intercom.com, intercom.com. See if we got intercom.com up there. Okay, so a new and better way to acquire, engage, and retain customers. Model products for sales and marketing, sports account customers. Perfect for sales and marketing. See, this is what I don't like, but you're going to have to go and look a little bit more into this. I don't like companies that you can't even tell what they do by looking at their website. Referral Candy. I figured that is pretty cool too. So Referral Candy, Ambassador, and Friend Buy. I'm pretty sure all of these are actual referral referral platforms to handle referrals. So if you're asking referrals, getting referrals, I'm pretty sure that is what it is. That is what Referral Candy is right here. Grow your sales through word of mouth marketing. Reward your customers for referrals and watch your sales grow. So complete your marketing strategy. So referral program, Referral Candy works with your marketing stack. Okay, so it looks like, and there's a video here, we have powerful. Okay, so that has to do with all referral networks. So does Get Ambassador. Let's call friendbuy.com. So I'm pretty sure that all of these, friendbuy.com, I'm pretty sure that all these have to do with just referral platforms. Yep, they're all referral marketing platforms. So 3 good ones to look into: Referral Candy, Ambassador, and friendbuy.com. Okay, Wicked Smart Test 2, that's a horrible picture. All right, let's see what we've got here. Run a competition. They comment to enter and they tag friends. Okay, so we've talked about contests before. I'm not going to talk a lot about contests. Contests have to do with basically you're able to come in and run a contest and then, or a competition, then they comment to enter and then they tag their friends, and that's how you get it to go viral. And again, we talked about all different competition websites in the past that you can actually use for that. Okay, checklists. So they think checklists are pretty good, which I find the same way. We have the business credit building checklist in your back office. That plays really well on social media. Our data shows a return visitor is 6 times more likely to convert than a first-time visitor. This has to do with dynamic content. Dynamic content is now where cookie code is installed in a visitor when they come to your website, and when they come back, you can actually customize what happens when they come back a second time. So for example, you can use, if you're an ultimate partner and you have access to ActiveCampaign uses dynamic content as well. And so what dynamic content is it customizes the experience for that user. So let me give you an example. Let's say somebody goes to creditsuite.com, enters their first name, email address, and gets our free guide. Now they're in our database and we've cookied them. Now they come back a second time and we know they've been there before. Now the message on our home screen, the pop-up may say, hey, Jake, make sure you grab this checklist on building your business credit. Well, that freaks people out, admittingly, but it completely customizes that experience for the user, right? You're calling them by name, and then you already know they've been there before. You already know they got the one guide, so you're offering them something that they don't have, that they didn't get the first time they're there. That's dynamic content. So again, they're likely to convert more when they come to your website a second time. So treat those second, third, fourth time visitors differently than you do the first. It only makes sense. Long tail query-based content plus targeted lead magnets equals huge results. So that makes sense too. So let me give you an example here. We're actually working on this right now. What we're finding is Google is very competitive space when it comes to terms like business credit, because we're competing with places like American Express that are trying to get the keyword for business credit card, right? You know what? Like, it's probably not in you and my best interest to try to compete with American Express on spend. They could probably outspend us. So we've got to find creative ways to target keywords on YouTube or on Facebook, or excuse me, on Google. That's the only one left, on Google, that aren't competitive, that people are not competing for. So for example, a long tail query could be how to build business credit as a truck driver, how truckers can build business credit. I don't know. I've never researched how popular that keyword is. So if we do a long-term query, so we're paying for the keyword for when people search how to build business credit as a truck driver, then we have a landing page that says the 6-step guide for truckers to build business credit. That's what gets huge results. Long tail query means specific, very specific keyword choices people are choosing, and then targeted lead magnets, meaning a guide and a checklist, something that's custom to that long tail query, and then even a funnel after it. So for us, the new strategy we're doing is we're going after truck drivers, for example, because truckers are big on business credit. And then we're going to do this. We're going to go after long-term keywords. We're going to find whatever they're searching for trucking, right? Business credit for trucking, how to get business credit cards for trucking, whatever they're going to do. Then we're targeting those. We're pushing them to a landing page that says, hey, the 5-step guide for trucking for truckers to build business credit and get fleet credit cards without a personal guarantee credit check. Then they grab that guide. Then they come into our funnel, and our funnel, the first 5 to 10 emails will all be specific to their industry too. Hey, thought you'd want to see this quick training video on 5 different credit cards you can get as a trucker. Hey, here's the roadmap for building business credit for truckers. Well, now we're very hyper specific on whatever that is. In this case, it's an industry. We're targeting an industry. So now the person comes in, they see keywords relevant to them. Yeah, I want to know how to build business credit as a trucker. Yeah, boom, that's me. Then I go to a landing page that says, boom, here's the 5-step formula to build business credit as a trucker. They're like, perfect, that's exactly what I want to know. Here's my information. Then they come into our funnel, and the first emails they get is, hey, here's a video on 5 credit cards you can get as a trucker. Here's a video on the 3 steps truckers should follow to build business credit. Here's an email that teaches this, and it's all specific to their industry. You can imagine how much they feel like this entire experience is then customized to them. And then our results and our conversion rates are substantially higher as a result. AnswerThePublic.com. AnswerThePublic.com is a fantastic way that you could just simply see what people are searching for. I mean, really is what it is. So let me see if I can do this. Answer the Public. So let's see if Answer the Public. Okay. So it basically is just a free way that you can see, okay, business credit for trucking. I love this guy. He's always funny. Okay, so here we go. All right, and then business credit for trucking is what we look at. And then what they're going to do is populate, I think, all the questions related to this search keyword term, and they put it in this awesome thing. So it basically helps you come in and figure out the keywords to target, right? So here's the who. Where is the who? Who is business credit for trucking? The how. Business credit, what for? Well, business, oh, it's all the same. So business credit for trucking. So I'm not exactly sure. Business credit for trucking 7, it says prepositions. Okay, near, with, and there's some down here. I don't know, this is kind of weird. Or, and, like, versus. Okay, versus. So there's a lot of different things you could do. This is not working out like I intended at all, because this is not at all what I thought it was. But I've looked at this before, and usually it pulls up a little bit of different track here. So let me try something else. Let's not try something specific. Let's just try business credit. Business credit. I just wanted to see this guy again. Take off his glasses and look at us. Let's watch him. Here you go. You go look at us. Take off your glasses and look at us. Oh, that's not very nice. It's messed up. Okay, so let's go to business credit. So let's see. Let's try general search team. See if it works a little better. See if it doesn't make me look like a fool. This is why you do things. There we go. See that? That worked better. Look at that. That worked better. Okay, so we went with a broad term of business credit, and this is what people are asking. Okay, these are the questions people are really asking online related to this. When applying for business credit card, when to get business credit card, when to get business credit, can business credit card interest be deducted, can business credit affect personal credit, can business charge credit card surcharge, can business refuse credit card, can business charge credit. These are all the questions people are asking related around that keyword term. Pretty cool, right? Completely free tool, as you saw. So this is a great way to do a lot of different things, including what keywords to target on what I just showed you. It helps us find those long-term keywords based on what people are searching. It's also a great way to do a bunch of other things, including FAQ videos. So if I want FAQ videos, what topics do I cover? Can business credit affect personal credit? That's a great question. I'm going to do an FAQ video on that. Matter of fact, I'm going to come back later to this. I'm going to search business credit and business loans and get a bunch of FAQ video ideas. Okay. Where to check business credit score? That's a question. Where to get business credit? Where to apply for business credit? Where to get a business credit line? So you can see that there's a million benefits of this tool, but one of the easy ones is that you can get all kinds of content ideas here from this. And guys, I just did a bunch of content videos today. So here, let me give you let me show you if I can pull this up. Let me see if I can pull up my Loom. Loom. If you're not using Loom, you need to. Loom.com. They're fantastic. It's a free tool. It goes right here and it records my actual videos. And you can see I recorded these today. So there's 1, 2, 4, 8, 11 videos I recorded. Here they are. I want to show you what these are so you can see what I'm saying. So these are what we call talking head videos. Okay. You can see here, it's just basically me talking, blurred out background in very simple. Now, what's nice about this is this. This is a 5-minute video. It's just me turning on a video camera here and talking about whatever the topic is. If I look here, it's 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, right? So super short videos of just me talking with the blurred out background. Now I just got a new camera, and it's a Canon EOS 80D. So you can see, guys, it looks pretty good. I mean, it even makes me look kind of good, which is hard to do. So you can see that it's even right here. It does a pretty good job. It blurs out the background for me. I put it on my desk, and you can see that this is super simple to do. It doesn't take me any money to do it. I just filmed the video and turned it on. But here's the question. What are these topics? Well, these topics are popular, commonly asked questions. So you can use this to get and write down a bunch of different questions. What is business credit? Which business credit card is easier to get? And you could easily do 20 of these talking head videos, just like I did here, and then throw them on YouTube with nothing else. Now I'm going to go to Fiverr.com, which is what I was going to do before what I was doing before I started this webinar. And I'm finding people that can do good intro videos. I will do YouTube intro video. You can see right here. So they come in and they do a fancy YouTube intro video for me. This 18-second video goes in front of my video, and then it goes behind my video as well. Now, this isn't what I'm going to do, but you can see here that that's like what an intro video looks like, right? So again, I can come here and do a talking head video, okay, for free. If I wanted to get it done a little bit more fancy, I can then come here to Fiverr and I can have an intro video done. Now I understand it's 20 bucks, 25, 35, but you have to keep in mind, once I have this video done one time, my intro and exit video, I can use it on every single video. So I'm going to get a good intro and exit video. Then I get it to a video editor, which again, you can even use on Fiverr. And then what I'm basically going to do is taking a talking head video like me here. Okay, I add the intro video here, the 18 seconds in the beginning and the end, and I'm all done. Now, if I want to be even a little bit more fancy, then I add a slide in here too. I add a couple PowerPoint slides. So 2 vendors you can get. After I do my introduction, it pops up a slide and says 2 vendors you can get without a personal guarantee and credit check. So some kind of minor graphics I can throw in there too. I don't need to do any of it. I could just record this video and throw it on YouTube and be fine. If I want to get fancy, I could take the YouTube, have a Fiverr intro exit, add the intro exit to the Fiverr video and be fine, could be completely good. If I want to add a few more graphics on top of it, I'm good. But this is super simple. I just knocked these out in like 2 hours of time. I just recorded these 11 videos. So I'm trying to show you, people make it more complicated than it really has to be to grow a business. It's not that complicated. Content is king. The more free content you put out, the more help, the more education, the more you're seen as a guru, the more you're seen as an expert. The beautiful thing is that YouTube has now changed their format. YouTube no longer wants 30, 60-minute webinars like we've always done before. This is what they now want. 4-minute videos, 5-minute videos, 6-minute videos, 7-minute videos, 2-minute videos, 3-minute videos. It's all 7 minutes or less. So what's nice about you is that you can easily do these. Anybody can knock these videos out. Anybody can sit there and fire up a camera and go for 2 to 5 minutes and talk. Now, do you have to do retakes? Sure. Some days like today, I'm just on it. And I'm just like recorded video after video and I don't have to retake any of them. And then some days I'm like, oh, heck no. I've spent an hour trying to record one. Today is not my day. I'm going to walk away and come back. I will tell you, you have those days. But these are super simple. Now you can go to this resource, Answer the Public. You get the questions to ask. You fire up Loom with a good camera that's nice, whether you use a Logitech camera that goes on your computer that's high def, which you could easily do for less than 100 bucks, or more expensive Canon EOS D or something so it looks good, and you're done. If you want to take one more step, you add the intro, you add the exit, you add some maybe text overlays on some things, and you're done. Super simple way. So this is a really cool tool, this Answer the Public, and it's something I'm going to even use for topics. Google Keyword Analyzer, that can also help you figure out the right keywords to be able to use for search engine. Right, for people, but with search engines in mind. I thought that was pretty interesting. So your content, what you're writing, shouldn't cater to the search engines. It should be for the people reading it. Okay, but you want to keep things in mind for the search engine. So for example, if I'm trying to get an article ranked for business credit without a personal guarantee, I'm not going to add business credit without a personal guarantee every other sentence just to keyword rank. I want it to be very user friendly. Because the more user-friendly it is, the more somebody stays on that page. The more they stay on the page and click and engage and scroll, the more Google recognizes it's good content. So that means I write for people, not for search engines. I'm not weighting it with keywords. What I'm doing is writing for people, but I'm also making sure that it's customized in a way where it appeals to the search engines as well. Search engines related to getting more email subscribers. Okay, so again, go 2 levels deep. Instead of email subscribers, buy email subscribers. How to get email subscribers on WordPress, email subscriber service. That's what these keyword tools let you do. Now, why is this important? I can tell you, we just did an analysis of 2018, and every single place a customer came from. Where did our leads come from? I can tell you the #1 place our leads come from is our website. Now, it's a little bit false because we're doing something to drive them there, right? I put a video on YouTube and told them to go there, or they found us on Facebook and went there. Something drove them there. But I'm saying that people going to our website and then becoming a lead, opting in, and then becoming a lead and buying is the #1 way that we get business. So you and I, we need to focus on getting as many people to our website as possible. These kind of keywords can do it. You're using these search tools that I just gave you, but instead of going with email subscribers, which everybody's trying to target that keyword, you got to go deeper, these longer phrases that people will search for, how to get people to sign up for something. For example, email sign up wording, how to increase newsletter subscriptions. You got to go a little off the beaten path so you're not competing with everybody else when you're doing that. Other optimization tips: make internal link a habit. I'm not sure, not an expert, I'm not sure what all that means. Properly optimize your content with meta tags, use rich snippets and schema, aim to increase time spent on your page. So on our page, every page on our blog, if you look at our blog, I don't want to say every one because I'm going to pull up an example and it's not going to adhere to what I say here. But let's look. I haven't looked at our blog in a while, so that's probably a good idea. Okay, let's go. All right, so let's look and see, for example, with our blog, what some of the things that we work on to keep people on our page. So let's go to blog and take a look. So first of all, you've got to have good, appealing images that stick out, okay? So here you go, Las Vegas. Let's go ahead and read more here. Okay, and let's see what we are doing. All right, so we got a good image here that only shows part of the image. They have to scroll down to see it. Remember, Google wants us to scroll. So right now we put an image intentionally where you could see half, and you even have to scroll to see the other half. Okay, so you can see that we've got some other things here, and then we also typically put a video. So you can see here that here's a video on the page as well. And then again, we have an opt-in right here too. And then we have another opt-in. So again, we're trying to keep them on the page as long as possible. We've got 2 videos. We've got an in-depth article. The in-depth article has strong headlines. It also, as you can see down here, it also breaks things down into bullets or summarizes them in these headlines. Okay, we've got multiple videos here they can watch because we're trying to keep people there, not 30 minutes, like small, short videos, okay? And then what else? And by the way, we're using, what is this? I forget what this is, what service this is. What this service does is we can give them, we put the blog post into it, and it makes this video for us, okay? So what happens is we take the blog content, we put it into this, and you could easily Google blog content to video. Let me see if I can do that. Blog content to video tool. Let me see what that, if I can figure out what the name of this is. Squarespace, Lumen. See that? That's awesome. Those are people they're targeting the right keywords. Blog content to video tool. By the way, I have all these keywords because I want to see what people are searching for. So Lumen 5, you got to get this. This is awesome. What Lumen 5 allows you to do is we upload our blog content and then it becomes a video. Look at this. They took this blog content, they copied it and pasted it in there, and Loom made this video out of it. So Loom found video content that was relevant to what we were saying. It's not like we had to input the video content, and it's just basically typing our text, highlights from our text over the video they created. We started with this, we put it in Lumen 5. Lumen 5 gave us back this. So that's what these videos are. You can see here, if I play this video with text overlay was just the blog post that we copied, pasted into Lumen 5, and it gives these videos created with this text overlay. Simple, right? super cheap to do. And then what happens is it gives us a quick video that we can use. Then we probably have a longer video down here at the end they can watch. And this is a longer video here. Okay, so again, anything you can do to keep people on the page we want to do. You can also notably see that we're giving them an opportunity here. This is called a motion GIF image. So you can see this is flashing, this is flashing. We're trying to get them to get that guide. We're showing them lots of social proof here. You can see that as well. Okay, then you can also see down here the videos, the opt-in guides, lots of opportunity for them to come in and be able to get guides from us. So it's all about keeping people on that page as long as possible. So that makes a lot of sense. Rich snippets, and again, aim to keep people on the page. YouTube subscribe bar, which you can download this from YouTube, a subscribe bar, and you can put it as a plugin on WordPress. So that's pretty cool too. Looks like it's wordpress.org/plugins/subscriber-bar-YouTube is what that looks like there. Okay, and then what's better than a toolkit? Okay, toolkits are really popular besides free reports, guides, and those type of things. Here's SEO Analyzer, another way to figure out keywords, traffic, those type of things. Emaildrips.com. Email campaign needs inspiration. So this is a lot of, I don't know what this is. Let's look at this. Let's take a look and see. We've got a little bit of time here. So let's go to emaildrips.com and see what this is. We'll go take a look. We're taking a journey. Emaildrips.com. Okay. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's shut down some of these things too, so it moves a little faster. Okay, perfect email drip campaign needs inspiration. Asana premium upsell email sequence. So this looks like you're able to actually see some of the top companies out there and their actual email drip campaigns, the campaigns that they've created that perform well. Okay, doesn't look like I'm paying for this. This looks like pretty cool. So it basically shows you some of the email campaigns for the biggest brands. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know that existed. Lead pages. Wonder how you do that. I wonder if you have to pay for that to get it. Wonder how that works. Let's see how this works here. Netflix. Okay, so no, here it is. This is the email that they send. So they're giving it all to you for free. That's insane. Okay, so that's awesome. So linked selling. This is what we just looked at their training. Oh, really? That's awesome. So remember I just showed you linked selling and I said that they had it and then they had the email sequence as well. So these are the email sequences as well. You can see their actual email. Now you can see they're now charging me. So they're giving me so many and then I have to pay to unlock the library. But this is pretty cool, guys. You're able to see some of the biggest companies out there and then you're able to see the kind of emails they're actually sending out. Entrepreneurs HQ, let's see if this works. So you're able to see the content they're using out to get some good inspiration and ideas. That's a really cool tool. That's worth its entrance fee to this webinar, even though there is no fee. Landingfolio.com. This is the best landing page designs. So you can also come to landingfolio.com. And I'm going to put that right here. We'll see if we can see what that looks like. Landingfolio.com. Okay, let's see what this looks like. So this is basically the same thing, but it's all for landing pages. So you're able to come here, you're able to see all these landing pages that people do to get inspiration. So it's just kind of a way to get inspiration to be able to do your own content there. Quiz building platforms, tryinteract.com. Don't know anything about them for quizzes. We use leadquizzes.com. Smart results, I don't know what that is. FOMO notifications. Okay, so FOMO for notifications. I think we use Proof on our website. And what these do is these tell people, it's called social proof, but what it really comes down to is you've seen these before, right? Look at the bottom left of our page. It'll say so-and-so just enrolled, so-and-so just did that. You can see all this. Okay, so this is proof, and that's what that basically is. It's all these kind of social proof you're adding to websites. Partial form submissions on forms, capture email. Okay, so that's tough. Only some places allow you to do that. FormStack, Woofo, WP Forms. What this allows you to do is, let's say they enter their email and they don't fill out the rest of the form. It still captures their info even if they didn't fill out the rest of the form. That's what that technology does. E-commerce abandonment funnel. Okay, abandoned customer, first 30 minutes later, 24 hours later, 40 hours. We do this. If you go to Credit Suite, we put you in an abandoned cart funnel, meaning that if you want to see what that looks like, if you go to our pricing page, well, don't do this. I'll just do it for you so you don't have to put in a bogus email address. Then we put in the guy who I feel bad if this is his email because he gets like 1,000 of these a day, test@test.com. You can see in order to check out, you have to enter your email and then you go to our actual checkout page, right? So, oh, what is this? Why are you doing that, Infusionsoft? Don't do that. That's messed up. I didn't tell you could do that. Okay, and then it takes us here. So what this does is it allows us to send messages to somebody that abandoned the cart. If we see that they entered their email and didn't buy, then we know they abandoned their cart and we're talking to them about that. We lost 55% of lost revenue with partial form submission plus cart abandonment. That's pretty big savings right there. Best days to send emails. There you go. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The number 1 best day to send emails is Tuesday. The number 2 is Thursday. The number 3 is Wednesdays. Okay, and that all has to do with open rates is what they're looking for. The best time to send emails, you can see there, 10 a.m. is the best, 8 p.m. is the second best, 2 p.m. is the third best, and 6 a.m. is the fourth best. Best times to send emails. Test your emails for the best days and times to send. The combinations of those, you can see here that their first was Tuesday at 10. The second performing was Thursday at 8, Wednesday, Thursday, and so on and so on and so on. So you can see all that information right here. Okay, so here's clicks by day, and you can also see Monday low, Sunday high, Tuesday higher, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday higher, Saturday. So which this was interesting because basically what they're showing is that weekends have substantially higher open rates than weekdays, which I believe that because we don't get as many emails during the weekend. Transactional email open rates are 8 times higher. Transactional email open rates. Let me tell you what transactional email is. A transactional email is your delivery. The delivery of your product. It's something that when you do a transaction, it's the kind of email you get, your receipt. So what they're saying is that 8 times higher if you have a subject line that relates to that. If I really want somebody to open an email, my email subject line is something like re, which is usually the reply, RE colon, right? Capital RE colon, looks like somebody's replying to an email, re your delivery. Well, somebody's going to open that because it's a response to something about your delivery. I want to know what's getting delivered. Then I open the email and it says, hey, look, I wanted to talk to you about delivering this information about business credit to you. So I tie it back into the subject line. So that's what a transactional email is. It's a typical email you get when you're doing a transaction. It's talking about your address. It's talking about a delivery of something. It's talking about those type of things that, or it's a delivery of that product you ordered. So here you go. Here's examples. Damaged in shipping is a subject line. Response required. Your box is here. Please advise. Item back ordered for 2 days. Appointment at 2 p.m. canceled. Call shipping. Here's the number. Address correction required. So anything related to the purchasing of a product, et cetera, these were very good subject line open rates. Welcome emails get 320% better opens than any other emails you send. So, figure out what you're putting in those welcome emails and duplicate it. You can see here, day 0, day 1, day 2, day 3, you can see delivery open rates. Now, I got to tell you something. We tested this, and what we did was did what they said, which was we sent 5 emails the first day somebody opted in. And I got to tell you, here's what's crazy. Our opt-out rates really did not increase, meaning that we thought we would annoy people. We did it. And our opt-in rates were sick. They were like 30 to 70% open rates on all emails that first day. So what we should learn from this is, hey, if they're always opening on emails on the first day they come in the funnel, I don't know, let's send the 3 most important emails day 1. What? Yeah. Very first day we're sending 3. We sent 5 emails. And then the open rates were skyrocketed and the people that opted out really did it. And so we said, well, if we've got important emails, we used to spread them over 5 to 7 days. Now we can send them all in day 1. Now we don't do that anymore, but because we changed things up. But I will tell you that I think it's a great idea the day they opt into your funnel to send them 3 emails. Because from what I've seen, the opt-out rates really don't increase and the open rates are high. So that's exactly what you want. Put your most important emails there. They send in, here you go. Here was their first 5 emails. Free thank you gift 1, your receipt plus freebie 2, your shipping info plus bonus 3, client stories plus your grazie gift 4, your final no cost present. Notice how they used a combination of those: shipping, right? Receipt, shipping info. Okay, so then they're tying into transactional emails into these, and we did exactly the same thing. Hey, here's bonus 1, here's gift 2, here's gift 3. So this actually worked pretty well for us. That sounds ridiculous. Okay, these are subject lines that just sound absurd. They get ridiculously high open rates. Okay, VID, vid, indicating there's a video: one-legged man ice skating, Olympics. Pic, melting aluminum cans in microwave. Naked man arrested for quote unquote concealed weapon. Photos, do not bend, world's tallest midget. I mean, look, this is just, the bottom line is these are just ridiculous sounding things that get emails open. I know you got to keep in mind there's a fine line between bait and switch. You don't want to put something crazy and get people to open it and then switch them to something else. But you got to keep in mind, if you're sending direct mail or an email, the number one goal is to get it open. So the subject line needs to get it open to pull people in. Then what you put in that content will determine if you keep them there or not. Okay, big text, big images, big headlines, big buttons perform well as well. And that wraps it up. We're done. We're done. It only took us like 3 months. So that wraps up social media marketing world and traffic and conversion. I know you wish there was more. There's great news. I'm going on vacation for like a week and a half. And when I'm on vacation, I read like 7 books. And then I'm going to go through all the social media marketing videos that I didn't get to see. Remember, social media marketing has 10 sessions every 45 minutes. And I only went to 1 of the 10. So now I'm going to be going through and finding content from the other 9 that I missed every session, find the ones I like, and I'm going to be knocking out a bunch of those in my vacation time here to come. So I'll probably be circling back around with even more ideas this year of how you can use marketing and advertising to grow your business. If you have any questions about anything we covered today, go ahead and type them into chat right now. And I will make sure that I get those answered for you. So I hope you enjoyed this, man. We went through 2 conferences. Keep in mind, I'm only attending 1 of 7 sessions at Traffic and Conversion, 1 of 10 in Social Media Marketing World. So we haven't even scratched the surface that's available with all of them. And when you go to them, you're also able to get their videos. So you could see, if you haven't already figured this out, you need to be going to these type of conferences. Because as you can see, even 1 or 2 of these brilliant ideas can help make you 7, 8 figures in business. We're already implementing a lot of stuff that's working really well for us. So next week I will not be here. The week after I will not be here, but I will be back the following week, and we'll be diving into Premier Partner. We're going to talk about the different ways you have to sell customers for business credit, whether you do all the selling or all the selling is done for you or somewhere in between. I've had people say, look, I'm not even sure. Some partners say, I didn't even know I could offer financing. So we're going to talk about different ways you can get customers in and make money with business credit financing when I return. And in the next couple of weeks, I don't know, you're going to hear from probably somebody on our sales team and our partner success team on some really, really, really cool topics. So make sure you tune in every Tuesday at 3 o'clock Eastern. We are here, so make sure you tune in. And Ralph, Janella says, enjoy your vacation. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Janella. You deserve it. I work hard, play hard. Yeah. The funny thing is, we usually keep our RV at Disney's campgrounds all summer, and then we drive back and forth. But the kids want to travel. So this summer, I'm actually going to take them some to different spots. But we always look forward to going the day after school when we go over there. And there's sometimes about 12 to 16 different families all camping in that same area. And my kids just love it because they're Disney. So it'll be a lot of fun. So Janelle, thanks for that. Who writes the content for your FAQ videos? Well, Ralph, I don't write any content for them. The reality is I have a little bit of an advantage, right? Because I know my content really, really, really well. And I'm really good in front of video. Like, you fire up a video or put me on stage, like, that's my natural environment, which is weird because I'm more of an introvert. I don't like to be around a bunch of people, but I do thrive really well there. So I can typically fire up a video and just talk about everything I know to answer that question with nothing mapped out. None of my videos I ever have scripted. I never have them written out. All those videos I recorded today, I didn't have any notes or anything. I just went off the top of my head. Okay, business credit scores. Well, here's Dun & Bradstreet, here's Experian, here's Equifax, here's how the scores work. So you may need to go through and look through the videos I have in the back office, look through the PowerPoints I have in the back office. You might have to do some research and gain some more knowledge to actually do your own videos. But to answer your question, I don't use scripts. I just whatever you call it, I just freestyle it. That's what I do when I do mine. Awesome information, very helpful. Awesome. Do you have it in PDF? No. I do not even know how to get webinar information to a PDF. So no, we don't. This is just a real-time review of everything. I do not have those in PDF. My bad that we do not have that. Have a great vacation. Thank you. Thanks for the info. Great. Lumen 5. Yeah, it's Lumen 5. Lumen. Lumen 5. You're missing an L, George. Lumen 5. Lumen 5. And it's a great way to take blog post content and create it into short videos. And again, guys, that's so fantastic. You could write the content for a blog, make videos, and create videos all day long for YouTube. It's definitely worth it. So I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you all. See you back in 2 weeks here, Tuesday at 3 o'clock Eastern, or actually in 3 weeks. Next week and the week after, you'll hear from somebody else. But I look forward to seeing you all when I return to dive more in to exactly how you can make money with business credit financing. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.